Over the past year or so, I have read a lot of career, business, and self help books with the goal of continuously improving my own performance as someone who is active in production in Vancouver's world renowned animation industry. If I've learned anything in reading these books, is that there are a lot of skills that we think are innate when they're actually not. You probably think that you're born organized or empathic, or you're not. According to my readings, this isn't remotely true. There are a ton of surprisingly learnable skills that you can legitimately learn and embrace. If you're a disorganized person now, you can learn to be organized. I'm not saying it's easy. Like most skills, if you want to change, it's going to take work and an investment of time on your behalf. In this video, I'd like to focus on 3 skills or aspects of personality that seem like they can't be learned, but are in fact highly learnable. These are organization, self-awareness, and empathy. First, let's talk about organization. I have 2 things that I'd like to offer for this. One is a real-life anecdote, and the other is from an extremely well-known self-help book. Before I was in animation, I had the opportunity to work with an incredible boss who remains to this day a very dear friend and close advisor. She's told me many times over the years that she really struggled to be organized in her work and personal life, and that she really had to push herself to learn how to be organized. At the time, I didn't think much of this. I myself have always been very organized and disciplined. Wasn't it the case that you're either organized or you're not? Of course, the brilliance of my friend has come to resonate over the years. Here is a person who I deeply respect who has proved to me that you can be born disorganized and then learn to be organized if you wish. She taught me little things like creating email categories to sort your emails and the importance of a rehearsal or a run-through of what you think might be the most fireproof presentation in the world. Being organized is so central to our success and well-being that it's even one of the key habits in Stephen R. Covey's internationally renowned The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. The habit is habit 3, put first things first. Through the chapter focusing on this habit, Covey literally walks readers through how to make a daily and weekly schedule and the underpinning philosophy of why this is important in the first place. Next up, we have the skill of self-awareness. Why does this matter? Tasha Eurich says it all in the subtitle of her book Insight, the surprising truth about how others see us, how we see ourselves, and why the answers matter more than we think. In a nutshell, here's why Eurich suggests self-awareness is such a critical skill. She says, being overconfident about our abilities isn't the only way that low self-awareness can play out. Sometimes we lack clarity about our values and goals, causing us to perpetually make choices that aren't in our best interests. Other times, we fail to grasp the impact we're having on the people around us, alienating our colleagues, friends, and families without even knowing it. In her book and research, Eurich identifies 2 main categories of self-awareness. The first is internal self-awareness, and the second is external self-awareness. If you're hearing this and sweating that you've underestimated the importance of the skill of self-awareness and are starting to question if you even have this skill yourself in the first place, don't worry, Eurich comes to your rescue. She says, the bottom line is that to become truly self-aware, you have to understand yourself and how others see you. And what's more, the path to get there is very, very different than what most people believe. But if this sounds intimidating or untenable, there's good news. My research has shown that self-awareness is a surprisingly developable skill. The last surprisingly learnable skill I want to talk about in this video is empathy. Empathy is different from compassion and sympathy, a difference which I'll encourage you to research on your own. For this section, I'll be referring to Carla McLaren's book, The Art of Empathy, a complete guide to life's most essential skill. McLaren notes, empathy is also a major topic of interest in your personal and professional life, where it helps you understand others well enough to successfully communicate and work with them. Empathy helps you connect with others, feel alongside them, understand them, work with them, meet their needs, love them, and be loved by them. She goes on to remind us, empathy is such a vital skill that we all possess to varying degrees, and the good news is that it can be worked with and developed throughout our lives. Your empathic capacity is actually fluid and malleable through your lifespan. When you're in production, you learn a lot of things on the fly. What is this versus that rendering engine, how to manage animation quotas, how to create shotgun tracking pages, among many other things, of course. What underpins all of these technical skills are the skills that you use to learn and disseminate the necessary information to keep your show running with your teams. Organization, self-awareness, and empathy are among these key skills. Without these 3 things in production, you aren't necessarily hooped, but you're probably not going to be that good at your job either. The good news is that if you're beating yourself up thinking these skills are beyond you or that you were born without them, it's okay. You can learn them. They are surprisingly learnable, critical soft skills that you can pick up if you choose to.